I moved to Lincoln, Nebraska in the year 2000. And growing up in Nebraska, I dealt with a lot, as a black kid in Nebraska, fresh from Africa, basically. I dealt with a lot of racism. I dealt with a lot of um, prejudice, a lot of things uh, early. And I remember when we moved to Lincoln, Nebraska, there were these brothers named Chris, Mike, and Steve. Now, most people today would call those kids nerds, geeks, whatever. These kids, they're white kids. And the way that they welcomed us to the neighborhood, they never, us being black and them being white never was a thing. They're some of the nicest people I met in the beginning, and they really got my nerd vibe or whatever, that gene really going. And the first thing and the biggest thing that we bonded over was Dragon Ball Z. Damn. When we would talk about Dragon Ball Z, when we watch Dragon Ball Z, uh, nothing else really mattered. We would play in our neighborhood, like we were different Dragon Ball Z characters. We make up our own games that were basically Dragon Ball Z, and we would play them. And since then, Dragon Ball Z had a huge part in my life. Now, I could say I'm an anime person, but really, I'm a Dragon Ball Z person. Dragon Ball Z is what got me into everything else. I used to run home after school to catch the episodes on Toonami. I used to, think I could do the Kamehameha if I really focused enough. I woke up today and I read, I woke up today and I read that Akira Toriyama passed away. Um, and at 68 years old, which is so young. And some people might be like, yo, Screw, I've never seen you this emotional. And I always hate people who turn on cameras. I wasn't even thinking that this was going to affect me like this. I hate people who turn on cameras and start crying. It's the weirdest thing, right? It's weirder to me if you already cry, you turn on the camera. I didn't think this was going to happen. This is no edits and everything. I'm sorry. I apologize. Akira Toriyama passed away today, or last night. And some people think that, I'm beyond a Dragon Ball Z head. I know everything about Dragon Ball Z. I used to go visit planetnamek.com. I used to read up on Dragon Ball Z. I used to read the manga. I used to do all of that, right? Every Dragon Ball Z game that there's ever been, I've essentially played. Even some of the Japan releases only. To an entire generation, what Akira Toriyama means is a lot. Anime is huge right now. Anime is way more accepted than it's ever been. It's almost not cool to not have an anime that you know about. I remember when I couldn't talk about anime around certain friends. Some people might look at me as like more like a normie or whatever. And I've always been like a hip hop person. I've always had my feet in both things, right? I've always considered myself like a black nerd, but I've never been like one of those to the point where it's like almost incelish, which some people are. I've always been able to be around the cool, popular kids. I've also been able to be around the Yu-Gi-Oh table, the Dungeons and Dragons table, the Dragon Ball Z table. It's funny too because Dragon Ball Z seemed to be the only anime early that everybody watched. Didn't matter if you were a cool kid or not. Everybody did, right? There's some kids that went to my high school be like, no, Screw was a cool, popular kid. There's some people who might say that. I didn't really even think this video through or anything out. It's just Akira Toriyama really has a big hand in why anime crossed over like it did here. I think Akira Toriyama, and I had to think today, I don't think there's one other creator that has brought me more in my life or molded my life like Akira Toriyama. One of the biggest songs I've ever dropped is called Goku Vegeta. And a bunch of people like, yo, you need to start doing more anime raps. You do. And I said, I mean, I guess, but Goku Vegeta I don't really consider an anime rap song. It's just a DragonBall Z fan who had a song that was like themed after it. So I'm just not that big a fan of every other anime. I cannot believe this. It took me a while to shoot this, honestly. As you can see, I'm having a real difficult time with this. I didn't think this was gonna hit me like this, but to this day, my brothers, our bond over Dragon Ball Z still, that's like a big part of what we did as brothers was talk about Dragon Ball Z, watch Dragon Ball Z, watch the movies. And some people, and I'm one of them, who says like Super isn't as good as the original, and the kid version they're gonna make is an abomination, as some people would say. But honestly, Akira Toriyama, man, this was nothing but a victory lap anyway. These last couple years since Super came back, this is nothing but a victory. You already won. You already won. You already won, bro. There'll never be, I don't care, the Jujutsu Kaisens, all these other animes really have a lot. They owe a lot to Dragon Ball Z. There will never be, forget anime. Dragon Ball Z is one of the greatest shows and stories ever told. Based off of Journey to the West and blossomed into something. Do you know how many times I watched the Future Trunks movie and cried? I might have dad issues, I'm not sure, but to this day, and that it's gonna sound funny, in the BoJack movie, when Gohan turns Super Saiyan, he says, damn. It says, I am my father's son. That shit still gets me to this day. It could be because I'm a father also. And since I'm a father now, it actually hits me more. I am my father's son. Oh my God. It just feels a little darker now. I don't know why. I'm a grown ass man, bro. But sitting here, goddamn, tearing up about, it's not crying over a cartoon. It's not. And I think you would have to know my life story, grow up in the generation I grew up to understand exactly what the hell Dragon Ball Z means or Akira Toriyama means. I was such an Akira Toriyama fan. I played through Chrono Trigger about 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And if you ask me to draw a picture right now, say, hey, draw somebody, it's gonna be a Dragon Ball Z character. I learned how to draw from learning how to draw Dragon Ball Z characters. Even my Village Boy logo, if you think about it, is really kind of, if you look at the main one, is inspired from Kid Goku. If you look at the main one. Thank you for everything that you brought us, Akira Toriyama. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I've never, people pass and you hear RIPs, but I haven't meant it as much as I mean it now. You can rest, man. You can rest. Oh, I'm fighting. You can rest, bro. You did your damn thing. man. You did your damn thing. My son gonna watch DragonBall Z. You did your damn thing, bro. Thank you for creating Piccolo. Thank you for creating everything that you did, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the games, man. Even the storylines that you didn't write, but you just, corrected or accepted. Thank you. Dragon Ball Z has crossed over into pop culture in a way that some people don't know this, but the term brolic, like when someone gets brolic, it comes from broiling. Some people don't even know that. That slang term comes from broiling. You see people right now, you even see it in hip hop, how much the new hip hop people, like the people my age and stuff, grew up with Dragon Ball Z. How many times have you heard someone say, man, I'm about to go super, he went Super Saiyan, For everybody who's ever put their hand up and asked everybody to give him their energy, for anybody who's ever stood in front of their mirror and screamed and swear one of their hairs went up, for anybody who ever put their hands like this and said, say it with me. God, man. Man. I can't even do it. For all y'all, man. If I can represent all of us at one time, thank you, Akira. Thank you for everything. I can't do this.
Like that, huh? All right then, Goku it is! Woohoo! Goku! Whee! What a good little boy!